Hey, buddy. How you holding up?
Not great.
Sorry, man. At least you got a few meaningful games in March.
Yeah, and we lost all of them.
Can I offer you this dog in this trying time?
Yeah, actually, that sounds nice.
Here you go.
You know, this actually does make me feel better. So, now that you have everything locked up, when are you gonna start resting, guys?
Oh, today, like earlier today.
Do you have a second dog?
Actually, yes.
Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team that is a dub. Laid a touchdown on him in a game where, once again, you have a desperate team chasing a wild card spot. And once again, we're resting players during the game. And I don't even mean the guys we sat out, Krejci and Orlov. No, I mean the top line played under. There's not a single guy who played more than 30-ish. No one hit 14 minutes on our top line. A top line that combined for 9 points. Pretty good. This was. Don't get it twisted. The Sabres played a pretty decent game. Their goaltending was butt cheeks, and then they kind of gave up at a certain point, which we kind of saw once already this season. But this is such a statement win. I know we don't need statement wins right now. It's the Sabres, so what statement are you making? But you're resting guys. You're playing your top dogs way less. Lauko got over 11 minutes. And yet, you're still just smoking teams right now. That's still a professional hockey team with young guys fighting for a role during their rebuild. And you just smoked them. Smoked them. And Swayman, we'll get there. We'll get there. But the Sabres, 2-6-2 in their last 10. That's not going to get them to the playoffs. And I saw someone mention this, and they're not wrong. This is the first time in what feels like a very long time that the Sabres are playing meaningful games in March. And then March starts and they shit the bed. Which I guess in a certain sense is predictable considering what they've done years prior. But that's not what you want to see as a Sabres fan. I feel for them. I really do, because that's a young, fun team. But 2-6-2 isn't right, man. Like, they're better than that. And they just completely... People weren't ready to trade away stuff to make the playoffs. But they did just want to see their team play around in the playoffs. They wanted to see it. Like, get there. Get there. No, not happening. And it looks like that all but shuts the door for them as they continue to fall farther and farther behind a race where they're already pretty far out of it. They can put the puck in the net, though. They're averaging 3.63 goals a game, third best in the league. The problem is they allow 3.63 goals a game. Wow. How about that? Perfectly matches up. 26 in the league, by the way. I guess that means every game ends in a tie. 3.63 versus 3. You get it. We have beaten them twice. A 3-1 win and a 7-1 win, although we did lose once to them as well in December. 4-3. Tough game. They have the fourth best power play in the league, but 31st ranked penalty kill. For us, Swayman gets a start. He was flawless again. By the way, that's 2 games. He's over 140 minutes in a row without allowing a goal, which you love to see. Bunch of line notes for this one. Krejci and Orlov are going to rest. Krejci has been sore, so they parked him, put Zacha in the center of the 2C. Bertuzzi jumps up to the second left wing. Orlov is also going to sit. Monty said it was his turn in the rotation, and I think also, they're kind of like, let's get Zaboral in here for at least a few games. We got to make sure if we start facing some heavy injuries that Zaboral's ready to go. And Zaboral did well, I thought. Greer takes over for Bertuzzi on the third line with Coyle and Freddie. That line did not miss a beat, so I'm starting to think it's more Coyle and Freddie than anybody. Lauko stays on the fourth with Nosek and Hathaway. They will get a lot more ice time this game. Like I mentioned, 11, 12 minutes. Lauko doesn't play a lot of special teams, but still got to play a lot. I know a lot of that is because of the score, but purposefully resting guys right now is perfect. You don't build any rust because you still got guys who played, right? But they only had to play 12, 13 minutes. You feel really good about that. The second line still plays decently heavy minutes. Pasta gets almost 18 minutes, but he plays on all of the power plays, and you kind of expect him to be like, I want to go, I want to go, I want to go. After he hits that 50th goal mark, you might see him start to get parked too, and I do expect him to miss a couple games for rest, just like you would expect any of the top guys to. This is the 5th game of a road trip in a back-to-back with less than 24 hours between start times. Not expecting greatness in this one, but I am expecting a dub. That's what I wrote before the game. Not expecting greatness, but I am expecting a dub. Well, we got both. But let's talk about this game, shall we? Puck drops! And it's a good start. 15 seconds in. Carlo absolutely deletes a man at the right point to keep the puck in and forces it down the wall. DeBrusk is going to support on that right wall, flings it on net, save made by UPL. Marchand is there. He's going to collect it. It looks like he's going to go around the net. And oddly enough, UPL kind of pursues because Marchand does this stutter step, cuts back, doesn't go around the net. UPL stays right with him, but is almost starting to have his back turned to the slot. And Marchand uses this to go 5-hole on UPL to get the puck to the slot. He swipes it under his pad, goes up the slot to Bergeron, who's a wide open net. It actually ends up going off a defender's stick and in. But it's 1-0, 15 seconds into the game, and that is your game winner. No reason to talk about anything else. We are good to go. That's a dub. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Go Bees. Go Bee! Like, comment, subscribe. Got you with it. 9 minutes in. We're up 1-0. We just watched Pasta heal a shot on a wide open net. So you're kind of going, all right, maybe this is going to be one of those games where we let the team hang around for a while because we can't seem to finish it. After a ferocious shift of defending by Zaboral and Clifton, really excellent job by them, we start a breakout. Puck is going to start on Zaboral's stick in the middle of our slot, and it's a long, hard pass to Hathaway. Now, Zaboral played well. Some of his passing was a little meek, a little shy. I think you could kind of venture a guess as to why that would be, not having played in months on an actual NHL game. But it's a nice pass up to Hathaway, who's on the right side of their blue line. And it looks like Hathaway gets a little tip on this, although I think it does get a good bounce going off of the defender who's in front of him and then back into Hathaway's stick after he kind of scoots by the defenseman. So the defenseman gets frozen there. Hathaway is able to use that good bounce to get behind him. He goes into the right circle. No one around him to prevent anything. Goes high glove, 2-0. Hathaway's first as a Boston Bruin, right? Right? No, not right. I forgot about the game winner against Detroit, I believe. Yeah, I know our team in hockey. I have a terrible memory. I'm sorry, guys. 35 seconds later, Noshik and Okposo are getting squirrely. They're going to go for roughing each. It actually involves a bunch of guys. It's Noshik, it's Okposo, it's Girgensson, it's Lauko, and I think Krebs was involved in this at one point too. Anyway, they take turns knocking each other over until finally Noshik and Okposo are the ones that actually get into it. So they're both going to go. It's going to be 4v4 for 2 minutes. And during the 4v4, Zaboral is going to fall over. Just fall over at center ice. Leading to a 2-on-1. Luckily, Clifton is able to break up the chance enough to, well, not allow a chance. And we're going to go back the other way. 8:20 left. As the 4v4 expires, right? Just kind of dwindles out. It's a nice pursuit of the puck by Clifton. After the puck gets pushed away from him, he recollects, sees Coyle streaking through the slot behind his man. It's a nice quick feed. Coyle dekes on UPL, gets him to commit to the left side, and then softly passes it over to DeBrusk, who never stopped moving his feet, got in front of his man, and has a backdoor tap-in. 3-0. DeBrusk was on a heater. He had 4 points this game, and he was fantastic. And he was so fantastic because he moved his feet. It's weird to say, because if you're an athlete, you know how easy it is to get caught puck watching or ball watching, whatever sport you play. It's really easy to watch a play. It's actually something you fundamentally have to fight against. And even in the NHL, you're going to see guys watching. They just watch. And it just feels like lately, DeBrusk doesn't watch. He keeps moving, keeps moving, keeps moving. He knows where the puck is, but he is moving the entire time. He's like a little Steph Curry out there. Just keeps fucking going. That's not a great comparison, but I'm going to make it. 6:55 left of the period. Hathaway for slashing. We're going to get the penalty kill. We kill it. 2:58 left. Bergeron for holding. Holding. We kill that too. It's 3-0 after one. The referees to the first period allowed everything until they didn't. They have no clue what they were doing this entire game. Against both teams, by the way. It was a disaster for a lot of this as far as the refereeing goes. 4:56 into the second period. The second line has a nice breakout. It's a 3-on-2. Zacha on the left circle goes far post and out. Bertuzzi is in the slot to get there first and clearly kicks this in under UPL. You can tell that this is a kick. One, by the fact that it was obviously a kick, and I don't know why we needed a 3-minute review to figure that out. And two, Bertuzzi didn't celebrate at all. 7:48 in, Bergeron. Nice breakout pass to DeBrusk, who is on our blue line on the right side. He is going to take this all the way diagonally through the neutral zone. He's going to take the left side and down the left wing and just go right past Owen Power. And he's going to circle the net. And Owen Power gets tripped up as he's trying to fall around the net. He ends up spearing his own net, breaking his stick, and that causes him to fall over, which is, hilarious because he didn't get hurt. Come around the other side with DeBrusk, and he just chucks this into the slot with the incoming Lindholm. The defense was too busy looking at Marchand, who had parked himself across the crease, but Lindholm was speeding through the middle of the slot, gets the pass, goes high blocker, 4-0. The route is officially on. And it gets a little worse for them because 9:04 in, Stillman gets called for interference. This was a terrible call. This was just so dumb. But hey, we're going to take the power play. We're going to not achieve anything on the power play. No one is shocked. We do get to have a little heart attack as Bergeron is not on the bench midway through the second. He would return though. So that's probably a big part also why they're like, Bergeron doesn't need to play anymore. 6:34 left. Freddie and Cousins go at it. I know some people are upset about this because this is how the fight went. Cousins gets to jump on Freddie. They both rip their gloves off, but Freddie's hands are like, it's not that he can't free up a hand. It's that balance is a huge part during a fight, and if they've got you by the collar here, and they're pulling and tugging, and you've got them like right here, and you just got both your hands there, and you're trying to fight enough to like raise your grip a little bit so you can actually throw a punch. Hockey fights are a lot more technical than people think they are. Anyway, he's got his hands low, and he's just trying to change his grip enough so he can release his hands and fight back. But during this, Cousins is just hammering him. It's fine. Freddie's damn near smiling through all of this. And it's like 10 seconds of him getting punched. Like, it's a lot. And as soon as he frees up one of his hands, gets the right grip that he needs, he just poof, right through Cousins. Poof, again, like he laid 3 or 4 hits. Just demolishes the guy. Cousins is barely staying on his feet. You could see him buckle after the first one. Refs jump in. And the fight, you could look at as 2 different parts of it. Like, yes, Sabres fans probably like, Cousins won that fight. You see how many times they hit him? The refs jumped in because it was clear that Cousins was in danger as soon as Freddie was ready to go. Like, that was clear as day to me. So, good fight, Freddie. Sorry you took a couple extra hits there. I know you're annoyed that the refs jumped in when they did. They should have let it go. Cousins got what he deserved. Like, you jumped in, bud. You got to deal with it. But I am super comfortable with seeing a guy's knees buckle a little bit and the refs going, nope, this is a bad idea, and jumping in and preventing anything worse from happening. Yeah, Cousins got more shots in because of that, but let's be honest. We don't really need to watch Freddie beat the shit out of the man. I'm going to disagree with Jack on that. We can just know that, yeah, that had to get stopped or else it was going to get real bad. 6:23 left. Zacha goes for interference. A very good interference call. It was absolutely interference. So we're going to go to the penalty kill. We kill it. 1:15 left. Zaboro for slashing. It's a good slashing call. Penalty kill. We're going to kill it. We have 45 seconds left of the penalty kill to start the third period, but at the end of the second, I believe it was Middlestat, was called for roughing. So we are actually going to have 45 seconds of 4v4 and then 1:15 of power play. Nothing happens during either one of those. 9:37 left. We are in cruise control at this point. There's just not a lot. I mean, if you look at the deserve to win-o-meter and the expected goals, all this stuff, all of it favors Buffalo. After the fourth goal, we started not coasting, but it was so clear. It was so clear that we weren't pushing the same way, and that's totally fine. Like, why exert yourself at this point? 9:37 left. Thompson goes for roughing. Power play. The movement's incredible. 15 seconds into the actual power play, and Pasta's just going to whip it around the boards from the left wall, goes around the net. It looks like a defender who pinches behind the net is going to be able to get it clear. DeBrusque disturbs that enough that the puck actually gets bumped over to Marchand, who's in that right corner, and he sees Bergeron in the bumper, throws it to him, and Bergeron, who everyone should commit to on that, he's that open, everyone should pinch, and they do, and so does UPL, who Bergeron then takes that and one touch it, passes it. I'm all over the place with the words. Pasta gets it at the bottom of the left dot and has a wide open net. It's 5-0 on a power play goal. 8:26 left. McAvoy dances down the right wall, gets stood up behind the net. Puck stays with him, though. He just turns right back around. He recollects the puck, goes back out the right side of the net, flips it to Coyle in the bumper, who blasts it low glove. It's 6-0. 2:01 left. Bertuzzi down the right wall, works through multiple defenders, throws it on net, collects his own rebound, circles back up that right wall. Appears like he's skated himself into a position where a pass isn't really going to happen, but manages to slide this through two defenders to McAvoy, who's at that blue line, and he's going to skate his way down that right side, kind of in the slot, kind of in the right circle, gets right below the right circle, and buries this short side. That's going to be 7-0, and that's your final score. Swayman, disappointed, didn't get a chance at an empty net because we were up by 7 goals by the time they would have pulled the goalie. Jesus. Game notes! Buffalo. It's a coaching issue. We have played very few games this season where we are given that much space to work offensively. This is the National Hockey League. You cannot have that much space and time with the puck. It's not a lack of talent. This team should not be 2-7-2 in their last 11 games with the talent that they have. They just shouldn't. This team needs a little bit of a shakeup. I know that this is a new coach that just came in after the last terrible coach. I cannot explain to you enough the amount of space our players were given through the whole game, not just once the game was over, but the whole game was unacceptable. And it's not all on the players. There's a structural issue there. A structural issue. Anyway, UPL also was terrible. Back-to-back shutties for Swayman. He's not. There's no way he plays well enough down the stretch to actually force us to make a decision game 1, right? There's just no way, right? Bertuzzi is so clever with puck movement. He's such a great add to this team. I cannot believe the types of areas that he gets out of with a clean pass to somebody else. He's a pass-first guy, and I know everyone's like, where are the goals, where are the goals? He has made everyone he plays with better. I'm not worried about him scoring, as long as he keeps facilitating plays that lead to guys like Freddie scoring, or Pasta scoring, or Zaka scoring, or Coyle scoring. Like, I don't give a shit. If you're able to facilitate and raise the game of those around you, and his back check has been far improved from what I saw in Detroit. It's not great. He's not a great defender, especially when he's actually set up in our zone, but his back check has been really solid, I think. He's been a great add, and it just feels like he can play anywhere in the lineup. And Zaboral, really solid. Not great. I think he's getting a little too much praise right now, but he was really good. He was really good. So I want to give credit to that. It makes you feel a little bit better in case there are injuries. He should get at least 5 or 6 games down the stretch here because you basically don't want to play all of your guys any given night at this point. So have him keep working into the lineup. I think it can only help, right? He's not going to force anyone out of a spot, not at this point in the season, but genuinely a good sign from Zaboral. Other game notes. Bergeron line barely played. We talked about that. Barely played in the third. Finished the night, everyone under 14 minutes. That's exactly what we want to see going forward. And we are on to Ottawa, a team that has had our number for most of our meetings, but I think we beat them. Yeah, we did beat them the last time we played them. So we'll like to see what we can do at home against them. And that basically does it for me. That's it. What a good game. What a good weekend. The road trip finishes 3-2. I mean, you didn't love the start against the Red Wings and the Blackhawks, but those were two teams that just weren't even sniffing playoffs anymore. And then every team that was either in a playoff position or sniffing a playoff spot got demolished. Not demolished, but got beat. Got really beat. And you just love to see that if you're a Bruins fan. I know I do. So I just got to assume everybody else does, right? Go Bees. Go Bees!